I'm Caroline.
And I'm Phil.
And welcome to our French holiday extravaganza. We are having such a wonderful time and we're documenting our trip so that you can come along with us, see the wonderfully historical places we go to and join us at the brocants.
And of course, as our regulars will know, this is video number 3, the final video in our series of French Experience 2022.
Yes, now there is a bit of noise going on. We've got a pool over there that the children are having a whale of a time in, so they keep screaming and laughing, and we get the odd bit of traffic up and down the road. So if you're wondering what's that noise, it's just part of being on holidays with other people around.
Yes, and being a Saturday morning that we're filming this at the close of our holiday, there's lots of people are leaving.
Yes, so it's very busy.
We've still got a couple of days to go.
Yes.
That lots of people leaving, so we've got this traffic going, collecting stuff and all the rest, as you say. But wow, what a place! I tell you what, the park itself is worthy of mention because
it's very pretty. They've really made the effort, so we enjoy going for a walk around here in the evening. As you can see, the trees are beautiful, so many different types of trees, and look at the lakes. They're a lovely place to go in the evening, stroll around and listen to the birds, because the birds, the frogs, it's really nice, very noisy, but it's all natural noises.
And it's so strange for us because, of course, when we first came here, there was one lake.
Yes, and now there are 3.
Now there are 3, yeah, and they fish on 2 of them.
Yep, you can tell how long we've been coming here.
Yes, long time now. Children were little when we first came, but we love coming back, and I suppose the fact we've come here possibly 20 times over the last 30 years, it shows just how much we do appreciate being here. Yes, it's a great centre place because it's halfway between Compiègne and Soissons.
Yep.
But it's also got the advantage of being so peaceful. And even with the apologies for the traffic, it's nothing like you'd get in some places.
No.
It really is idyllic. So today we've got more brocants.
We love doing the brocants, shopping around there like a street market where everybody brings their bits and pieces out and you can find real bargains. For this brocant trip, we're going on a 2-hour circuit of this area.
Now, that might sound like a long way. It's 100 kilometres, 2 hours according to Google Maps. But it's not a long way because our previous trip was twice as far. But we've decided to stay local this time and see how many small brocants we can do that's in a relatively small circle of villages and towns. We're hoping to do 5 again, but let's see how it goes. Because, as I say, they're all within easy-ish reach.
Yes, they're not too bad. It would be easier if our air conditioning was working because it's boiling hot here and our air conditioning has decided to break down. So that's a little bit of an annoyance, but we're still going to go for it.
Here we go. Let's see what bargains we're going to get. Well, we've arrived and the brocant is just at the end of this road and there's a convenient parking space just here. So we're parking and let's get into the brocant. As you can see, it's quite busy here, but it's been going for nearly 2 hours before we arrived. So it's the early birds that catch the big bargains, I suppose. That doesn't stop Caroline already making a purchase. And of course, being the middle of May, she's bought Christmas ornaments. But we'll show you those later. But let's carry on our search and see what else we can find at our first brocante.
Voilà.
Merci.
Merci.
Merci. Merci. Bonne journée, bon dimanche.
Well, that's our first brocante done. Just to show that it's right in the middle of the town, you see behind me the church, and if I just show you down there, that's the main street. And then if we turn around this way, you can see the barrier, and then the market is running all the way down there. And this one is rated 100 to 200, so it's about a medium-sized market. We look it up on a site called Brocabrac, which is really useful. It tells you the size of the markets, the time they start, the date they're on, which is brilliant. And this is the largest one we're visiting today. But we're going to make a move now and make our way to our next brocante and see what else we can find, because although Caroline's trying to be very good, she's bought a bag full of stuff already. She does love her brocantes. Now we better make our journey over to the next brocante. Another fine parking space just in front of the, what does that say, Kat?
Route Barrée.
Route Barrée. Oh, hang on.
Off.
Put your car in order.
There we go.
Yeah.
Car's gone bonkers.
Yes, it's telling us off because we hadn't gone into park. Route Barrée. A common sight for those who do the brocantes. And here we are at brocante number 2. Just a small brocante today, but you never know where the bargains are. So let's go and have a look. We were just saying as we were driving over, it's not just the beauty of the brocantes and the fun of being here, but one of the things this does for us is it gives us an excuse to get out and have a ride. Let's get into the brocante and have a look what we can find.
Il est complet, il marche très bien. Il m'a lâché, le paquet, il m'a lâché. Ça marche très bien, il marche très bien, j'ai essayé.
As we've driven in and wandering along, I've noticed these characters. Now exactly what they're all about, I don't know. They certainly decorate the borders. Well, we're just about done here at the second brocante. and Caroline was really going to be good because it's a small brocante, so she didn't think she'd buy much. But as you can probably see, she has bought a few things.
One or two things.
Well, let's head back to the car and get off to brocante number 3 and see if she can fill another bag full. And we had the fright of our lives.
We thought it was a parking ticket.
We did at a distance. It really did look like a parking ticket.
It's not, it's just bumps.
That was a bit scary.
Something for the bin.
Caroline is shopping well, and we've got hopefully 3 brocantes to go, 2 down. So we're on the move. Brocante number 3, let's go shopping.
And interestingly enough, I've avoided parking in front of the gate so that people can use them to drive their car out. I have reason to believe that that car hasn't been driven out for a while.
No, but rules are rules. Shouldn't park over someone's drive gates, even if their car is under the nettles to about 3/4 of the way up the window. So things are a bit different here, because there we have the main street of the town, and the entire brocante for this little village is contained within the car park. So we're going to take a look and see what we can see, and see if Caroline can find some bargains. This may be a small brocante because it's a very small hamlet, but they have made the effort, because as well as the stalls, they've also put out some classic vehicles, including quite a number of very nice tractors. I do like a very nice tractor. I think they seem to have a personality all of their own. Just have a look at some of these, folks. Don't they make you smile? If you're gonna have a vehicle, you can't get a vehicle much cuter than Pony there. And they're all around us, right alongside, at all of the stalls. I wonder if Caroline will find lots to buy. I hope not, because in fairness, we were supposed to be having a non-buy-in day today, or at least a controlled buy-in day today, but boy, some of the bargains she's got, absolutely incredible. Some of the craft stuff is phenomenal. So I just have to try and get it all to fit in the car when we head home. And I don't mean home from the brocante, I mean home from France, because the car was full when we left the UK. So now it's going to be super full. Okay, I spoke too soon. Smallest brocante we've been to, half of it's taken up by tractors. We were on our way out and Caroline had only bought 2 things. Then she sees that sign. Everything on this table, 10 cents. Oh boy. We didn't only fill the big bag that I brought, but let me show you. The lady actually gave us another bag to put everything in. And that's not everything, because there are 2 items that Caroline's carrying, because they just won't fit in the bag. Thank goodness we finished a brocante number 3 and we're going back to the car. Well, the hat's off. For those observant among you, I've had to change out of my jacket and jumper because it's warming up, and we've got 23 on the clock and it's nearly 10:30, and we're heading for brocante number 4. And that be a lesson to all of us. The smallest brocante we have found all the time we've been in France this time, and Caroline ends up with one of the most large purchases. Not as in big item, but the number of items. Just like when you're on a Victorian dump mudlarking, or in the river, or at a thrift store, or in an auction, you just never know what's going to turn up. And boy, didn't some bargains turn up there. So, as you can see, we're travelling along, heading on our way, and we've got a short run now because it's just another 7 kilometers, and we'll be at our next village, and hopefully more things to buy. Okay, hat back on because we're going out in the sun and I don't want sunstroke, but it's time to shop because we're at Brockhont number 4. Well, it looks like I'm going to get through Brockhont number 4 without Caroline making a purchase. And you may think that's disappointing, but folks, you can never be disappointed when the setting is so beautiful. Because here we are in a Brockhont, wandering along with beautiful sunshine, and as well as the stalls behind me, look at the view over here. Now, sound of birds singing. Beautiful forests across the fields. It does your heart good. And all of this is right alongside this little Brockhont. And another thing when you're walking through these Brockhaunts, something that Caroline particularly likes to do is to look at the beautiful houses. And boy, they certainly do have some beautiful properties around here. As you can see in the house behind me there, absolutely amazing. And the gardens are beautiful. It's just a lovely, lovely place to be. Well, there we go. We actually got round a Brockhont without making a purchase. We even resisted the temptation to buy from the barbecue because we've brought a picnic. So it's on to number 5. And then time for the picnic and back home again. Well, we got a bit of a walk this time because there was a parking space and lots of other people were parking on the zigzags at the crossing, but it's not something that we tend to do in the UK, so we thought better to do the right thing. So we've driven on down the road, pulled onto the side, and now we're heading for our last Brockhont of the day, Brockhont number 5. I wonder if we're going to buy any more. Well, I was hoping for no purchase in Brock 5. I would be sorely disappointed because we've ended up with another bag full. Yep. Not anywhere near as much as the last Brocont that we went to. Still a fair bit. So even at this time of day, because it's about 11:45 now, so the day's moving on. This has been open for best part of 4 hours. And it is crowded here still. But still worth a visit.
Well, as usual, that was fun.
Yeah, to be honest, it's not all about finding the bargains. That's great, but like we say when we go mudlarking, it's the experience.
It's nice, the atmosphere, it's the things you see, and I love hearing all the people chattering. And
yeah, I love it, even though I can't understand a word they're saying unless they say "de baguette s'il vous plaît,"
which is unlikely.
Then I'm at a loss. But yeah, we just love it. We love being immersed in the culture, and it's just gorgeous. The weather, and as Caroline says, the sights and the sounds, and even as we travel. But just up the road. Now I'm talking walking.
Yes, walking distance from where we stay, there is a wealth of history and some absolutely gorgeous buildings.
And I want to just share one of those with you now. So let's go over and take a look at the Donjon.
Yes.
Am I saying that right?
Yes, the Donjon.
The Donjon at Vic Sur Aisne. Here we are on the main square at Vic Sur Aisne. You can see the town behind me with all the bars and shops. And if I turn around this way, you can see the town hall there right behind me as well. But a bit like Caerphilly back home with its castle at the centre of the town, just down the road from where we live. Just up the road from where we're staying, this town has this right in the middle. 1200 years of history. And history that has not just affected this locality, but it has an impact on the development of the nation of France. And it wasn't long after it was built, relatively speaking, after all we're talking over 1200 years, that it played a significant role. And that was on the Norman invasion in the 9th century, because it was the tower that was here that played a pivotal role in preventing the Norman invasion of the city of Soissons, which is just down the road, about 17 kilometers. It underwent a lot of repair, as you can imagine, in those early years, being a timber structure. But it wasn't until 400 years after it was built that the work took place to create a stone keep and castle on this location. That was in the 12th century. And it was that stone structure that laid the foundations for a defensive location here in Vic Sur Aisne. Because while the tower only stood 25 meters tall, which was pretty tall in the 12th century, the beauty of this building was the thickness of the walls, which in places are up to 2 meters thick. And things went on pretty much as they were for another 400 years. And then in the 16th century, there were the wars of religion, the French wars of religion. And this place was taken by the Huguenots and by the King's army in turn. And in the efforts to take the donjon here at Vic Sur Aisne, a lot of damage was done. Towers were destroyed and the battlements were reduced to rubble. But it was the wealth of the church that then came to the rescue 100 years later, because the abbot, the local abbot, he had plenty of money to spend, obviously, because he didn't only rebuild the castle, but also put a chateau in the grounds. Massive spending spree, and again, the donjon was back at the centre of Vic Sur Aisne. In addition to restoring this phenomenal building to such grandeur and building the chateau, there's also a priory in the grounds of the donjon. During the French Revolution, the property was seized, put up for sale and went into private hands. Stayed with the same family for centuries, but is now still in private hands, but with others, and the commercial world has taken the place of owner. Because nowadays, rather than the sounds of battles here, or even the clanking of chains in the dungeons below, as the name would suggest, the donjon. But now you're more likely to come along on a weekend and see a wedding party, because you can hire this place for weddings. And if you come during the summer on a Sunday afternoon, it's open to the public as well. Such a varied history, 1200 years of stories that could be told if these walls could talk. As I say, we can't enter in today because it only opens in the summer, but even from outside, this place is well worth a visit. Well, I enjoyed that, but there again, I do enjoy history, and in that particular building it's brilliant because we've seen that every time since we've been coming here, because it's a landmark, isn't it? Yes. Really.
Yes, that's one thing when you come here. There are so many different experiences. You try all the French food, you go to the French brocants, you can look around the French shops, which are so different to ours, unless you go to Lidl's or Aldi's, because they seem to be the same wherever in the world we go.
Yeah.
But when you see the architecture too, it's just something, it's a really immersive experience to come and have all these different things going on, to see just what French life is like and was like.
But of course, we are virtually on our way home.
Yes.
So this is coming to the close of the holiday for us, and we're going to use the magic of YouTube now, because we're going to make that leap from France to Wales, where we're going to show you all the finds, but we're going to go via Yorkshire and then via the shed.
Now what have you found?
I got that!
Oh, that is beautiful.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh yes, it's the whole rim, but there's not a lot else. But that is absolutely gorgeous. You can see it's got the pattern imprinted on, and then they painted over the top.
Yeah, I think it might be worth taking to see if I can just trim it off to use the rim.
Oh, that would be perfect.
For some reason. And look at that one.
Oh, very nice.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah, different material, different era, different idea, but
lovely,
pretty.
You know? It is. Very, very frilly.
Well, I suppose where it comes together, what unifies the two pieces is they were made to be pleasant on the eye.
Yes, and they are.
And everybody, as they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Don't put that in your eye, it'll hurt.
Definitely. That'd have been a boot. I don't think it's all, but it would have been a boot if it was. Oh dear me. Don't think it's all there. That's the bit of rim. Oh, that bit goes there. Oh, I wonder if we've got it all. And if we have got it all, I wonder if it's worth a trip to the shed. Can that come off? Yeah, that's off. I tell you what, let's have a go. Come on folks, let's pop that over to the shed and see if we can reassemble that lovely pot. Well, hi there everyone, and welcome back to the shed. It's been a few weeks since you were here, and what a journey to get here. A moment ago we were in France, then we were in Yorkshire, and now we're in the shed here in my garden in Wales. And in just a moment, after we've had a look at this little bit of pot and see what we can do with it, we'll be heading up to HQ to have a look at a few of those items that we picked up while we were in the brocants. What a mixed bag. We say variety is the spice of life in this part of the world, and boy, if that's true, then I trust that you're enjoying what we're producing, because today we've mixed it all up. because we had finds that we just couldn't fit into the videos that we were making. We found so much stuff, and we got some beautiful things up there. We'll show them more closely when we do the live show, but as you saw, we got the rim, and that's a boot. But the one that, there's an item here actually, we had so many things I couldn't carry it all in the bags I had, so I actually carried these items and a few other things back in this cauldron. So we'll show you that as well, hopefully on the live show, and trust you'll be able to join us for that. But I'm just going to get these bits out now, and we're going to have a look and see, have we got enough to put this thing back together, or at least to a point where it will be usable. Well, there we go, folks. I'm pretty chuffed with that. I thought the majority of it was there, and all it's missing is one little ding at the top, which I can easily fill if I choose. And I'm sure that now, in this state of repair, we can find a good use for this somewhere here in the shed. And I appreciate that that seems a lot of effort to make a pot that's not worth more than a couple of pounds, even if it was in good condition. But that's not the point. You all know that. That's why you follow our adventures. That's why you enjoy what we do. It's because ultimately this has a story to tell. Just like Manky, just like all the treasures on the shelves here, just like everything we make, it tells a story. This has its own story now. And whatever I choose to use it for, whatever I put in it, every time I go to this pot, I'll remember that dump, the fantastic time we had, the wonderful company of a great guy like Tom, and the adventure and the day that Caroline and I spent together there. So that's priceless. Well, enough of the shed, enough of pots, and for now, enough of visits to Yorkshire, because it's a return, not physically back to France, but metaphorically, because let's show you a few of those absolute bargains that Caroline picked up at the Brocont.
So here we are back at home in Wales.
Indeed, yes, via Yorkshire, via the shed. The magic of YouTube. We've been all over the place.
We have, and I hope you've enjoyed it.
Indeed,
we have.
Yes, and we want to show you a few of the things that Caroline bought. Now, in fairness to Caroline, she was really trying hard, but when people put prices of 10 cents, 20 cents, 5 for €1.
How would you say no?
It just got that we cleared the table. The lady was so happy she gave us an extra bag
Yes.
to carry it all away. So we're going to show you a few of those things and a few other things. And then, of course, everything will be hopefully on the live show tomorrow night.
Yes, so every Saturday we have a live show, 9 p.m. UK time. And you can come over, watch it, and usually we show you our finds. But now we're showing you our buys.
Yeah, and 1 or 2 finds, because, of course, the Yorkshire bit.
Oh, yes, so
because,
we've got a
as
few
I
finds.
explained down the shed, we just had so much stuff on that dump in Yorkshire.
We did.
There was too much to put into the videos we made, and not enough for a full video. So we thought it's a good way to bring us back home and get back into that side of things. And of course, we appreciate that it's not 9 o'clock everywhere on a Saturday evening as it is here.
No.
No, we know that we've got friends who come in from parts of the world where it's breakfast, and others that are running in from work just before their tea. But if it's inconvenient for you, don't worry, you can still catch up on all the things that we show, because if you follow the link that's in our description, it'll take you to the Ko-fi post, which is totally free to watch, but we transfer all our live shows over there for all of our friends who want to watch them later, because that way it's available to everyone, totally free, and you can see it at your leisure.
Yes.
That's the way it works. So anyway, let's show a few of these bits and pieces, my dear.
So we've got so many exciting things to show you. Where do I go to start? I'll show you my big thing first.
Oh, right. Oh, we're going for the big thing.
It's like that big thing
It
first.
was
Look at
a big
this.
thing.
It's a window with some shutters on, and if you open the shutters,
Very French effect.
got-
Fair play.
a mirror inside.
There we go.
Look at that. Isn't that lovely?
It's me.
So, yep, it's you. So it's got 2 doors to open. And I've wanted one of these for a while, but they're really expensive. So I'm going to clean this one up a little bit. I think I may leave a bit of the marks on it because it's a little bit shabby chic, isn't it? It looks more French, like it's off a French farmhouse. But it does need a bit of a clean because there are cobwebs on it. So that was €3,
Yes.
which is less than £3.
That's one thing. Cobwebs show originality and history.
They do.
That's our
Definitely
excuse.
got a lot of history because it's got a lot of cobwebs. I don't think it's that old though because
no,
it does have
yeah.
a barcode on the back.
That's it. It's
So
but it's made to look old.
It is, and they've done a wonderful job.
I'll show one of this small. Well, it's not so small. What about this cute character?
Yes, completely out of
Sometimes-
season.
Sometimes you just see someone and you think, oh, he's got to come home with us.
Yes, he's very cute. He's a snow. I think he's a snowman.
It's hard to
Maybe
tell,
he's just a
isn't he?
flower pot man. I've
Yeah.
been thinking of him as a snowman, but
That's a flower pot head.
maybe he isn't a snowman.
He's a jolly character, that's for
He is.
sure. He's a very, very jolly character. And I always say, if it makes you smile, it's worth taking home with you. And that's why he's come home with us. So
He was
there we
50
go.
cents, wasn't he?
I believe
Think
so.
Yeah.
I believe so. 50 cents, that's about 47 pence
And isn't
in
he
our
cute?
money. There we go. So there we go. That's my one. What have
Right,
you got next
what am
here? Roll on, roll on.
One of
Oh,
these.
very nautical. Very
Yes,
nautical.
look, it's one of those fishing floats.
And that
And
one's still
if I
got the
turn
price
that
on
way
it.
there, you can see the price there. Oh, so it's 50 cents.
Yeah.
And it's blue glass and it's already all done nicely with twine. So I love this. I think that's going to be great if I do a seaside themed anything.
And I do love my pictures, so I'll go with something nautical because, as you know from the shed, I love the photos that I take down there of the family, and there I could put a nice little holiday picture in that with the 3 lighthouses on the top and the little lifebuoy in the corner. So there we go. That's my nautical find, which was considerably cheaper than your
It
expensive
was.
50 cents, because that would have come as one of the items that we had for 10 cents, I believe.
Yes, so 10 cents less than 10p. Not bad.
Yeah, about 9 pence, about 10 cents. That's what it cost.
I've got this crazy looking woman.
How can you say
Now,
such
she
a
was
thing?
10 cents, and the reason why I got her is even if I don't use her, I've got this lovely little basket. I've got a lovely little sun hat, but I can also take body parts off her if I wanted to and make her into something else. She's supposed to be for covering your toilet roll hole. If you've got one of those ones on the floor with a thing sticking up the middle, you put your toilet rolls on and then you pop her over the top. But that's not what I'll be using
What
her
a
for.
waste of a beautiful dolly.
And she's really grubby. I will try washing the fabric because it's quite pretty. So that was one of my 10-cent buys. Not bad.
Excellent. And this came off the same stall because we just ended up picking things up because it.
10 cents, you can't say
the
no.
lady was taking them and counting them up, and she was making it up to €1, wasn't she, each time? So we were putting them together to round it off for the lady, and we were just putting things in. But that's got a definite look to it, and it's got a dial in there. I think that's a barometer, is it? They've got on there.
I put my glasses on.
Yeah, it's in French.
Yes.
Bow temps. That's good temperature, is it?
Windy rain, variable, fine weather, and very dry. Oh, and storm, tempest.
Oh, tempet, all in
Very
French.
dramatic word, isn't it?
For all,
Tempest.
for all those good French speakers out there like Caroline, you can interpret those yourself.
It's, the
But
hand is off it, but
10 cents, it's going to get used. Even if that comes out and something else is put in the centre or whatever, it's got that lovely look to it. So
It
there we
does.
go. That's
Right.
mine. What have you got, my love?
Well,
Oh, you're
I'm
going
to show you
copper.
some copper. Look at this. Oh, it's a bit stiff on the handle. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
And this was €3-4 were they?
possibly,
These ones,
yeah.
I think.
3 or 4 for €1,
We
yeah.
bought so many things I can't remember, but nothing was expensive anyway.
It was all giveaway
Yeah,
prices.
so that would have been about 33p. And you can see this hammered copper look. Now, I don't think it was, if you look at the bottom, it's fairly modern, so it's not an old one, but it's so beautiful. And it's got this brass handle, copper bottom. You could put a little flower arrangement in there. You could put some toiletries in the bathroom, some flannels and soaps for your guest room. Lots of options with that.
And then I've got a little bit of banding to the top of this one. Look at that. Now that's looking glorious in the light. It looked lovely in the sunlight too.
It's very Art Deco, isn't it, with those handles?
Yes. See the...
Very Poirot-esque.
Oh, Poirot-esque. You're stealing my words. You're stealing my words. But there we go. That's a beaut. And a couple of cents. You couldn't go wrong. As I say, we were buying there. We came away with 2 bagfuls and I think we spent €5.
I think so, and we did get a lot.
Yeah, so it's less than £5 and we had 2 bags full of stuff, some which we're showing now. I showed you my one picture frame, which I may put a picture in. Here are frames that could come in handy for either Caroline or myself. Caroline with her craft and me with displaying finds down at the shed, because this one folds out on a rope, and as you can see, they are those shadow boxed ones where there's got stuff inside, and I can always open up the back because they just clip on backs, take out the seashells, and I could put a find in each one and display items there, and I think that is very useful a piece.
I think that was 20 cents.
I believe so,
20
yeah.
20 cents?
Yeah, that was 5
you
for
made
a pound.
money. Another one of mine. Look at this. It's a cheese dish thing, and it on the back is very messy. And let's have a look which way up it is. We've got a nice scene on there. I'll put my glasses on, and it says Auvergne, which is part of France, up in the mountains. So that is lovely. Oh, I think that is there. No, it's birds. I thought it was writing. It's not. It's some birds flying in the sky.
Off the mountain.
There's some ducks. But still, that's very nice. And this was 10 cents. So 10 cents for that. That's not bad. And I can do something with it. I don't know what yet, but I'm sure I'll come up with something.
And I do like my little boxes. So there we go. It's a little jewellery box, little flip lid. Got the drawer there that you can put things in. Easily converted to put other things into. And I'm sure we'll find a use for that, because I think that was 10 cents as well. I'm sure everyone spotted these. If you follow me on my channel, you know over on my craft channel, I love buying florals. And look at these. Yes.
So I think I paid €1 for these, but the reason why I got these ones, I was trying to be careful and not buy too many, but look at those. They are absolutely stunning. The peonies are in here somewhere. Pull that out. That gorgeous peony. I love peonies. And this is nice if I can dig it out there. It's an orchid. So there's a bit of posh. So for €1, a nice handful of flowers there.
It's so weird being here, because I keep thinking we're doing a live show, because we never broadcast from here in the video. But of course, we will be back doing the live show tomorrow night, and you'll be able to see everything then. But look at this, folks. And if I just open the clasp there and then lift the top and let all the spiders out. I am so pleased that that has travelled all the way across France, back home, and all the glass is still in place. I must not drop it now and ruin it all. Now, I said there's lots more to show. There is lots more to show. But just to show you that there is lots more to show.
This is going to be, well, we'll be showing some of this tomorrow night as much as we get time to show.
There we go, folks. We've still got this lot to go. So there
definitely worth tuning in to see us on the live show and see what we've got in there, as well as our quiz. And if you come along to the live show, join in the chat. Everybody's so friendly and lovely. You'll feel right at home.
We would love to see you there on the live show tomorrow night.
So if you've enjoyed seeing all the things we bought, then I'll put a playlist up about there, above Phil's head. And that will give you the other videos from the trip that we went on, so you can see the other places we went to and the other things we bought. Behave yourself.
I am.
So we'll see you all next time, but until then, don't forget,
have fun. Bye.